Okay, yeah, so I have no idea how I'm going to finish this, so I'm going to just put it away for a bit. So it's just going to live on top of this shelf for God knows how long.
Okay, Editing Z here with a little interjection. I'm going to put a trigger warning in front of this video. I'm actually going to be talking a little bit in depth, not too in depth, about my current mental health struggles. And I know for a lot of people that can be a very touchy subject, so I'm going to put a timestamp here so you can skip that part and go right to the rest of the video. Okay, I'm back. No bonnet because I'm not doing any more artwork for a couple days because I am mentally just like also I got new glasses and the prescription is stronger, like way stronger. So also I don't have anti-glare coating on here, so you just see the whole window of my face. But it is a 1.25 higher in this eye, a full point in this eye, and also like a 1/2 point higher on the spherical thing because I have astigmatism. And right now, the way I see getting used to these lenses, I feel like, you know, the 90s skate videos with the super fisheye lens? That's what I'm seeing right now. And I know the floor is on the floor, but it feels like it's here. So when I walk, I feel like I have to lift my leg completely up to... I'm gonna take these off. Okay, so I'm gonna just take my glasses off and hope that the autofocus does this job because I literally just can't see shit. I'm super near. Okay, so here's hoping the viewfinder does the job. But I'm actually filming the intro and the outro right now, so it might be a little weird. But yeah. This past few weeks have been like awful. The spring, as I said before, spring was kind of weird. It was going through a lot. And I was like getting through it, you know, I was going through therapy and my grief counseling, everything was great. And then it's just trying to figure out like school, like tuition went up. Well, it didn't go up, it's just that now I'm done on my gen ed, so now it's going to be all studio classes. So it's 3 credit classes, but they have a lot of additional tech fees, course fees, and I have to buy materials. And other classes are like 4 credits plus course fees, tech fees, materials. So these classes are like 7, 8, sometimes almost $1,000 a piece. So this semester for 3 classes is about $2,800. If I add a 4 class on, it'd be like $3,200, which is not bad for community, but like if I drop that much money from my account, that's gonna be a big hit. You know, it's just like, I'm also scared to spend money. Like, what if I fall again and break another limb and can't work for another 3 or 4 months? Like, back in November, I couldn't work until about February, and I was just hemorrhaging money. Like, thankfully, I had a lot of savings in my account, so I was able to like cover everything. But it's like now I'm like, ooh, I have just enough to live until like next August, provided nothing else happens. You know, I still have to keep working. I'm working 2 jobs now to like help bolster my accounts and stuff back up. But it's just like, ooh. So I think I'll probably just do 1 class this fall. The 1 class I'm going to take is Drawing 1, because Drawing 1 is 4 levels, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so probably at least just do the first level this fall. Just work full time, maybe work a 2nd job or something. And then spring semester, probably pick up 2, 3 classes next semester, and then do some summer classes to like, I don't care about being on track. Like, I don't really have a lot of college friends because it's like community college. Everyone's like 16, 17, 18, and almost 30. I don't want to be friends with teenagers. Fucking weird. I have friends who are older than me, but classmates, and are just kind of like, oh, baby, you don't know about life. And I'm like, listen, I am too horribly depressed and stressed out to care about anything else other than myself. So I really don't. I'm not listening to you. Please leave me alone. Stressing out about school, how I'm gonna pay for school, if I'm gonna do school this semester, and then like I'm scared to do anything or spend any money because what if I fall again and like hemorrhage money from fucking falling and hurting myself horribly, and then like just life happening, still dealing with grandmom, and then like I have more people that I know who are no longer here, and it's just like, oh, you know, like one of the biggest reasons I left cooking was physical health, but also my mental health. And you know, physical health affects your mental health, and mental health affects your physical health. So it was just like clusterfuck combination of just like terrible health, terrible work environment, and I can't do it. I was like also an advocate for like mental health and substance abuse and unalive yourself prevention, and that took a toll. And it's just like, you know, you're working in kitchens, and it's like you work with people who are like, you work with these people for like 8 to sometimes 18, 20-hour days. You're like in the trenches, you know, like working your ass off. And then you can literally see them mentally and physically deteriorating. And then one day out of the blue, you're just like calling up for like, yo, there's a funeral next week. And it happens so often. I think Anthony Bourdain is when people are like, what? Oh my God, chefs go through a lot. And then the pandemic happened. People are like, what? And it's just like, we've been telling you this for a very, very long time. And it's just like, you know, some people do become like rock star chefs and shit, but it's like they have a support system. I really didn't have a lot of support, like family or friends. I had friends, but like the financial support and like the mental support, like I didn't really have like that nice, nurturing, loving childhood. And then going into a work environment where I felt like I was still at home. Now I'm at home getting paid to get treated like shit, and that's kind of like that kind of spiral. Then I also had like horrible depression from just like years of being sick and dealing with like trauma, and it was just like compounding and snowballing, and it just like poof. So when my friend passed, another friend passed recently, it's just like all just kind of came back. So it's just the work, stress, school, everything, and then losing 2 more people within like the last few months, like all just kind of like, so mentally I'm just like I can't. So trying to focus on art, trying to make, create, do anything other than just work and remembering to feed myself and my cats has been very difficult. So trying to do any art project has just been like, these art projects I do, they're not great, but honestly it was just more of like, just make something, you know. I do sketching every day, I do things in my sketchbook, but I don't do a lot of finished projects, and it's like, just do these. They're not great, they don't have to be great. Just do them, and maybe like just the process of making something finally will kind of bring it out. It's getting a little better. It's getting so much better. But yes, therapy has been helping me with coping things a little bit easier. You know, I can't self-medicate anymore. I can't take antidepressants because they make everything worse for me. So it's like, damn, I need to handle things in a very non-destructive manner, you know, more adult, calm manner. And it's just like, okay, I need to take time. I don't have to be continually like go. I can take time to just relax, gather myself, and I think that's what I'm going to be doing the next few days. The very first project I did was like one of these guys right here. This is just, it's not great. I also noticed I tend to put things in the corner a lot. I don't know why, I think this is my thing. But this is just like an 8x10 panel. I had a bunch of resin gears left over. You've seen me do silver gilding all the time. So this is just kind of like a just put techniques you know together and just make something project, and that's what this one is. And I lost half the footage for this, so I'm kind of sad, but this was that one. This, if you can see it, it's not too shiny, this is the 2D painting version of a 3D project that I am working on. This is not that great, it's not, but honestly I kind of like it. It's fun. I'll probably just paint over this and call it a day. So I don't know if it's coming up on the camera, but here are some of the 3D versions of like that right there. These are the 3D versions of it. If it'll focus, because my face is in the way. These are some of the 3D versions of the things I have on here. This one is copper, this is brass, but I need to pickle the absolute hell out of these. And then I need to polish and seal everything. So that's gonna be words. So yeah, so I have a lot of these metal things like copper and brass. These need to be pickled, super pickled, because brass needs to be pickled completely differently than copper. So that's a whole day project of pickling these, cleaning them off, polishing them, cleaning them off, sealing them, forming them. So I think what I'm gonna do Monday, because I need like a 3 or 4 day break of not making any art and just relaxing. And then Monday, when I have a full day off, I'm going to clean these all up, see where I am in the project, because I don't want to spend time making a bunch of elements I'm not going to use. And then just come back and regroup, because I'm tired. Okay, I don't know if you can tell. I don't think I'm getting on camera, but I filed my nail down in such a weird angle. It doesn't hurt, but wow, I'm gonna have to cut that later.
Okay, so I just finished gluing on all the gears, and I realized too late that the last time I did this, I actually did one layer, gilded it, and then put the other on top. Hopefully it works. So I'm gonna actually let the glue finish curing for a little bit, then I'm gonna install and file these off, and then maybe tonight or tomorrow I can get to gelling them up and resealing them. I don't know. It's like pretty good. Now I'm kind of nervous. I'm like, shit, it's gonna come out right. I hope it comes out right.
All right, cool. Got my bonnet back on, you know, it means it's time to work. So tonight, I'm doing my sanding, and then I'm probably put the gel medium on to fill in the gaps, so that tomorrow I can seal and gild it, and then work on the metal portions for the other piece I'm working on. I think that's what I'm gonna do, yes. Yes? Yes, I've been like, serious art block, I guess, because I've just been doing like work, school, work, school, work, school, work, school, and I just haven't had a break. It's all work for other people. I mean, like, yeah, it brings in money. It's great. One of my friends is a really good jeweler, and what she does is she gets her stuff like casted. She takes it down to Jeweler's Row, and then she'll have them like make the wax molds, everything, and print it out. And then all I have to do is like cut it off the trees, polish everything up, and send it to her. Sometimes I help her out with like stone setting, and like I get paid for it. It's pretty great. She pays me really good money. But it's like I've just been doing work for other people and not myself, and I'm just like, okay, I don't know, I'm doing for my own work. So I've been trying to do more like realism, more like concrete constructions, but I'm like, nah, I feel like just abstract is like definitely my wheelhouse, especially right now when I'm like no brain power. So I've just been working on 2 abstract pieces. One of them is inspired by an Animal Crossing mail, letter, because it's the one that looks like gears. I made so many gears when I made that steampunk pipe, and I don't want to waste them because resin's really expensive. So I'm gonna try to do something with that. And then another one is just I don't know, just scattered flowers metal. That's the idea I'm going with, and that's what I'm working on. That's going to be my project for the next 2 weeks, because the sculptures I was working on before, some of them I look at it and I'm like, this is what I was working on when I broke my arm, and I look at it and I'm just like, ugh. So I'm going to not worry about those for a minute, do these, see how they turn out, and then maybe go back to the other things, because I'm done all of my freelance and commission works like this. No, yeah, I finished up the last bit of polishing today, so I am done. It's all me personal stuff, and I made enough money to last me the next like 3 months and not have to work as much. So yeah, all right. So get my mask back on so I don't breathe in resin particles even though I am wet sanding. Get my hair covered up, and we are good to go. Okay, so I have my apron on. I was getting ready to twist and anneal some of the metal because I realized that I'm gonna have to wait a little while before I can finish working on this. And I noticed that, one, I need to adjust this, but I also noticed that the blade on my saw is super dull, and I'm gonna use it really quick to cut the resin. Just don't tell my mentor. If only metal was that easy to cut, that'd make my life. Well, there goes that. Okay, see? Looks a little bit better. Looks a little neater. Just need to do the actual filing now. Okay. So there's actually, I think I recorded maybe doing the first layer or two, but honestly, I put like 6-7 layers of the GAC. I'm gonna call it 700. 200 plus 500, GAC 700, okay? We're gonna call it that. I put so many layers of this on this panel. Whenever I do gilding panel, I put so many layers of this on there just to make sure that nothing happens. Like if the acrylic gets damaged, like the paint on top, that's one thing. That's easy to fix, but it's really, really hard to repair gilding under painting. So I just make sure to seal the living shit out of it. So here I'm just using a transparent black and transparent brown mixed together. And this is kind of help one jumpstart the whole dirty pipe gear look. I don't know, I'm good. Everything's dirty. I'm like, why is all my things dirty? Anyway, so I'm just using the brush to kind of get it into all the tiny cracks and divots in there. And I'm just using my finger to kind of smear everything around. Of course, the paint is going to dry on my finger, so it's going to get all weird and tacky and does really... It just makes the paint look better, I guess, again, to re-emphasize the whole dirty greasy gear look. And so I'm going to just do that. So I did a few layers of this, and then later I went on to paint on top of the gear. Some of the gears I did blue, which is not really showing on the camera because I'm doing it at 4 a.m. and the lighting in my room is terrible. I need to work on that, but it's covered in blue. Some gears are gray. I believe I made some of them gold. And once those layers are dry, then I also went back again and did some more transparent brown and black layers mixed with glazing medium, and again took my finger, smeared everything around, let it get all clumped up and mixed together. This is all to help emphasize that greasy gearbox. I don't know. I was just going off the last project that I did. And I think after this project, I have officially ran out of resin gears. And any extra little bits and pieces I'll have, I just use those to throw them in my toys, because I am actually working on my own designer toys. I'll probably just do like resin short runs of them, because getting a vinyl figure made is extremely expensive, and I was not prepared for that. So I am going to be physically sculpting a copy, but I am working on my 3D rendering skills, and I've thought about getting a like really high quality 3D resin printer so I can make the master copy and then make the silicone mold and resin copy of my own designer toys. One day in the future I would love to have my own vinyl, but you know, for right now, stick with the silicone and resin, and that would be our project in the future. I'm hoping to officially release them by this time next year. I want to keep it on the wraps, you know, I don't want to put it out there in case people are like, why didn't you finish this project? Put it, nope. I'm telling you right now, I'm putting it out there in the world. I'm putting it out in the open. This is a project that I was working on for a very long time, and I'm so excited to finally have it out soon. I mean, it's a year away, but still, just keep an eye out. Oh, look how clean the gears look before I put on the layers of dirt and grime. Ha 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 ha. But yeah, I think coming off the last project I did, that copper pipe inspired thing, and having these extra gears, I was just like, let's just go with that. And I think after this project, I was just done. I keep putting things in corners, I don't know why, but like the dirty gears, I'm done with it. I'm just like, okay, yeah, we're done. That's it. Keep moving on. Move on. Let's go. So this is what it looks like after the first layer of glaze. When it dries, it is a little lighter, so I had to do 2 of those, but that's pretty much it. Done. Got tired of it. So on to the second piece. You know, as you see, rest in peace, AC Moore. That was the last tube of gesso I had when I bought when AC Moore is closing down. It's been like, what? Damn, it's been 3 years since that happened. Oh my god. Ooh, anyway, so I just have my go-to acrylic ink. I like using acrylic ink to tone and color my canvases because it's just so much easier to make a nice diluted mix that'll cover everything super easily. Some people really don't like inks, so they'll worry about the light fastness of them, but these ones from Liquitex, I've used them and haven't had any problems, and they're actually really good. And sometimes at Michael's, if you catch them on sale, you can get them for like super cheap. Also, I could not figure out my camera settings. I don't know. I'm still figuring out this new camera. it's a process, but the canvas right now, it's giving green screen. It's giving, yeah, I don't know how to fix that. I will figure it out. And I'm editing this video right now, and I'm getting distracted by Adventure Time playing on the background. So I'm kind of just, I don't know, blending abstract techniques again, just throwing diluted paint down, spraying with water bottle, using my hands to smear the paint around, because I actually don't have a lot of big paint brushes, so using my hands are already here. They're basically free tools, so just use them. Wow, it's so green screen. I'm sorry, y'all. I feel like I should probably just put some random GIF in the middle of the panel the entire time that I'm watching this.
Alright, so coming back to this after letting it cure for a day, I feel like, I mean, I like this color, but I feel like it's too one note. Everything's in the same general area in terms of color, especially when combined or paired up with this. I mean, the metallic paints aren't as bright and punchy as the metal, but I feel like together it's just all one note. Nothing really stands out too much. So I think what I'm going to do is go with my usual super heavy splashy corners, and I'm going to take some of this shadow green or perylene black, PBK 31, and I'm going to put these in the corners, because in the corners, like here and there, that's where I'm going to be doing all of the gold, copper, and bronze like embellishment. So I feel like making the corners darker will kind of balance out how everything just looks super pastel yellowy. Even the palette I use is all the same. So I actually switched from this, I think it was Williamsburg or maybe another brand of perylene black paint, to the Holbein one. I forgot that the Holbein one, when mixed with white, it grays out instead of turning into like a greenish color. So I added a little more of the phthalo green blue shade and a little bit of the yellow shade to this mix. And I feel like maybe it'll work. Probably not. Yeah, no, not really. But I mean, I'll just put it on here. I'll just use it for right now, and then try to find something else. I realize I don't have another green. I mean, I can just mix a darker green. It's just, I'm lazy.
So yeah, this is outro time. I don't know, I'm trying to like figure it out. So yeah, I've been working on this through that 3D project version thing of the painting I did earlier for quite a while. Mentally, I am tired of looking at it. Like I said before early in the video and my intro that I formed while shooting this outro. Mentally, I am very tired, very exhausted, and spread way too thin. So I'm going to take about 3, 4, 5 days of just not doing anything on these two projects. Maybe just do some doodling, like an old sketchbook somewhere in here that's just like a throwaway book. I'll probably just work on that. Just spend the next 4 days just working on that and then not focusing on any of these projects. And I think because Monday I have the entire day off, because these metal things, as I said earlier, there's a lot of prep work in them. So I want to make sure I get everything prepped and ready to see what elements I still need, what I need to do, what I don't want to do, so I can come back and finish this project soon, you know, come back refreshed. Okay, so I haven't used this sketchbook, well, routinely used the sketchbook in about 2 years. I think it's because I switched to using loose leaf paper instead of a bound sketchbook, because because this thing is falling apart. I think I was using it as like a doorstop for a while. But I think I only have about like 20 or 30 pages out of the, yeah, I have this much used in this book, so this is just gonna like sit on my desk whenever I'm just randomly watching YouTube videos or something. I like using sketchbooks, but I also like drawing and painting and just using larger sheets of paper in general, which is why I have a big ass easel right next to me. And so I'll usually take a giant sheet of paper, like a 22 by 30 or like sometimes 40 by 50 even, and just draw on that all day long until it's done or my arm hurts, instead of using a sketchbook. So this is just going to live on my desk or by my computer. You know, when I'm just sitting around doing nothing, watching YouTube or something, I'll just doodle away. So this is going to be for that. This paper is also not great. It's not great. I think I tried to use, yeah, I tried to use like marker and watercolor in here. Watercolor obviously won't work. But marker is, this paper is not great for marker. I do have a render sketchbook. We'll try that soon. But yeah, so I'm going to relax. Take the next couple days to just relax and do nothing but doodle. I'm probably going to go down to Julius Road Monday, do some shopping to get more stuff to finish this project. I'm excited because I'm getting a new hammer. It sounds a little weird, and I talk to my friends sometimes and I was telling them like, I'm really excited. I'm going down Julius Road because I'm going to buy a new hammer. Like I'm going to buy a 2-pound hammer, and they're just like, why are you excited about hammer? And I'm like, oh, I'm a jeweler. That is my thing. And they're like, oh, okay. We're very concerned.